Hello, Gemini. Thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use the Telematero. I believe that H is silent. Still haven't gone to the website. I should to see if it's see if there's any information on that. It's by Renata Lechner. So if you want the deck, that's the information you can use to get that deck. The supportive oracle cards are the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. At some point in the year, I plan to start switching up cards more, but I'm just not feeling it yet, so maybe it's a winter funk. I don't know. Up here in New York, it's just a little funky with the winter. I'm just going to say. There's like, who else had that? Was it Virgo? I'm going to put some cards there now, but there's like this spot here. And it's like this open spot. I want to say it was Virgo. It just reminds me of like this open spot where it's just leaving you some wiggle room to do what you want in the time frame you want. But let's go through the whole thing and see what's going on and then discuss that as we come through it. It's really like pinging me in the head. Like if you have a Virgo connection or something, you might want to watch that too. It just feels very similar to me. Now, as you're coming into this time frame, you're feeling really good. You got the Sun card. That's like one of the optimal cards to get in a reading. It's a good time, good day, feeling great, on top of the world. Woo! That type of feel. And I'm noticing in the environment, you got the Four of Swords. I feel like you're kind of hashing out ideas with someone else. A lot of this is internal introspection, but I feel like there's somebody else a part of this too. And that's one of the reasons I feel like that Sun card is there, because there's contemplation and introspection, but I feel like you're talking with somebody, at least one person, but you're also going through your own through your own thoughts. Where'd that hiccup come through? Like, is this rough energy? No. Why is that hiccup come through? That was weird. I'm getting you're working this out with somebody else, but right, wait a minute. What's going on with that? Because I'm feeling the energy. It's kind of rough, but why? Because like it's with this card? No, is it with this card? It's with this card. Why is there rough energy with this card? That doesn't make sense with me. You got the Sun card. The rough energy, I feel like, is you're having a lot of great thoughts and you know what you want, in the sense of like you want to have control of this situation. You're very excited about it. But I feel like the rough energy is maybe like, can you get that control of the situation? Can you do it? And it's not about a battle, it's just about swaying other people to see it your way. It's not, like, I feel like there's a little bit of rough energy because it's like you're excited, you know what you want. You're trying to work it out with somebody else, at least one other person, but I feel like these two together is where the heavy energy really pops in, because I feel like you're really excited, you know what you want to do, you're hashing it out, but you're trying to convince the other person to go your way. You're just not sure if it's going to happen that way. But I feel like the Sun card is telling me you really want it. You really feel excited about it. Now, I'm getting you're talking with somebody. You got the Four of Swords, but I feel like you're working with somebody. And there's introspection and contemplation, but you're trying to get it over to the other person. You're trying to get them to think about it and sit on it and simmer with it too, because if you can get them to see it your way, if you get them to invest in it, that's where you could get this to go forward. I know it's an awkward card to be working with another person, but that's really what I'm feeling there, because what I'm getting from that, because you need them to really think about it. You're trying to influence this person to think about what you're telling them, think about the possibilities. You've been thinking about it. You want them to think about it too. There's like this community effort, like you and somebody else at least, where you're trying to get this person to invest the way you're invested in it. You think this is a great idea. I do get you're winning them over, whoever it is, because this is the smart way to go. You're getting them to think about it. you're talking with them, you're sharing, you're explaining what you've thought about and contemplated on, and you're giving it to them. You're like, think about it, like really think about it, and just, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And go through it yourself and see what you think, because if we align together on this, this could happen. And that does happen. You get them to think about it. They do come forward, and I'm getting the Knight of Cups between the two of you. There's a passionate start here. It's going passionate motion forward. And I'm getting the other side is working with you. The other side is working with you and like sharing the responsibility with you to get this to happen. When this happens, I'm getting the Tower card hits for you, because I'm getting like you're really kind of shocked that this went forward. And I feel like when it actually comes into like play, like actually happening, I feel like all the excitement has now come into realization. And I'm like, it's almost like you were thinking about it, you wanted to do it, you had to convince this person, you were able to do so. You're taking that first step forward, and it's like you're taking that first step forward into this cold pool of water. It's a hot sunny day, but it's still, as you first step into it, it's a shock. It's like, oh, I do want to do this, but this is cold, because it's feeling like it's a shock. Now, I'm not one to like stereotype this card with like it always leads into a bad moment, or a good moment comes from a bad moment, whatever. I'm getting it's a shock. It's a flat out shock, and I feel like it's like getting into the scheme of things right off the bat. It's like you're starting off at a run and it's a shock, but I feel like it's good. And I feel like you're starting off at a run. It's shocking you, but you're getting going right off the bat. Now, you wanted this to happen, and I feel like you're feeling that, and you're very dedicated to it, and you're forcing yourself to get right to it because you want this to happen. You're moving forward. You're forcing it to work out. Like something feels a little forced here, I gotta be honest with you. I'm feeling like you're forcing yourself to stay on point with it. Like even if your thoughts seem to go left and right, you're forcing yourself to stay in line with what the other person is expecting from you, and you're forcing yourself to keep it alive and keep it going, because you're like, this could be a great thing, and I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to make this work out. I do feel like it's a little forced. A little, but not bad. It just kind of like you're forcing yourself to stay focused on the same things. You're staying focused on what the other person has already agreed to. You're staying focused, and you're moving it forward. Because what I'm getting is you're staying focused, and I'm getting this lightning bolt here, like you're jumping right in, but something is like, there's more to come. It's like, I feel like you're preparing, like the jumping in and getting it going, and forcing yourself to stay focused. All the work you're doing now is for like, it's like going towards a kickoff moment, if that makes sense. It's like you're getting everything prepared, you're gathering all the supplies, you're getting everything in line, you're getting all the exercise or whatever you need to do to get yourself ready for the kickoff. That's the lightning bolt. Like you're like, all right, this is a go, you're a go. Let me start gathering all the resources. Let me stay focused on what we agreed to. I'm going to gather everything so this can happen. It's like doing the legwork. Are we good? Okay. Because I'm getting like, you and this other person are getting along very well. And I'm also getting like, you're kind of getting nervous. It's kind of like, all right, I said all this stuff. I do feel passionate about it. Can I really pull this off? And you're feeling the other person has this confidence in you. Why do I say that funny? They're depending on you. They're depending on you. It's not just confidence. I feel like they're depending on you. They do believe in you, but they're depending on you for this to work out. Whatever it is you agreed to, they're doing their part, but I feel like it's largely up to you whether this has success or not. And I feel like that's how they're looking at it, and you're aware of that. And I'm getting like, you're getting along very well with this person. You're not doing anything to cause doubt, but I feel like you're kind of wondering yourself. You're like, all right, I said all this stuff. Now I got to make it happen. Now I got to make it happen. And you're staying, and that's one of the reasons you're staying focused. You're not allowing things to shift or change or develop in a different way, because you're like, I need to keep this person's confidence. If I stay focused and stay on the same track, I should be able to keep that. This can work. Now that I've said this, and now that the other person's agreed, I have to make this happen. And you're not doing it all on your own, but I feel like you're kind of steering the ship. Okay. Because you get everything together, you get everything lined up. The Knight of Wands comes in, and I feel like you're the one calling the shots. You're saying it's time to go. Everything is ready. Let's go. And I'm getting the other person. You have the Knight of Wands. They have the Page of Cups. The other person is following your lead on this. And they really, I feel like they're very much enjoying you taking the lead. Let's put it that way. Now, whatever it is, it does kick off. You got the Ace of Wands here in the future. You're the one, like you'll notice, I don't think it's too far to say that this knight, this is you, and this is the wand. You got that wand in your hand, and you're throwing it into play. It's like you're starting the game. You're throwing it into play. Boom, you're throwing it right into play. And it starts. It starts right off. The other side, they're extremely excited about this, and they're learning about it as they go. I'm getting you know a lot more about the situation. You have a lot stronger standing than the other person. But I'm getting they're very excited. They're very passionate about it. But they're gaining. Like the knowledge card here is saying they're learning as they're going. I'm getting this situation could take a life of its own. It could be a very passionate situation. They're just saying cultivate that. Cultivate the other person's passion. Because I'm getting you could keep yourself amused. Like if the situation seems like it could go stagnant, just keep in line with the other person, keep them involved, keep their passion going, keep fueling their passion, keep it as much on focus and as much on point as you can. But you might want to keep their passion going, but maybe because I feel like you like to change direction a little bit here and there. Throw some little curveballs out there that are gonna like inspire them. Just be very aware of how they're reacting. Like when you do this, you throw little curveballs out to make things better. Make sure that they're landing in that fashion, and you should be good. Because I feel like you kind of have to keep it a little more lively to keep yourself excited and into it. And I feel like you can also, you can do that. Just make sure that when you're doing these little curveball things to keep it lively, the other person is responding favorably to that. Because I'm getting this situation feels like it could take a life of its own. Good? Good. All right. I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.